Trainer Kitty McPeak and his champion horses are now a part of Morningline. With Morningline, I don't just watch the race, I invest in champions. Buy, sell, trade, anytime. Morningline, own the game.
One of the best parts of the Breeders' Cup is all the wagering options that we have. The wagering menu, there's so many things to choose from. I'm Gino Buccola alongside Roberto Rodriguez from DRF in Español, right? Got to roll the R's there with the tongue. So, Roberto, we've been out here for a few days. We're getting all ready for the Breeders' Cup. How do you feel on Thursday, just about a day out from everything?
I mean, the atmosphere is
buzzing
amazing,
now, right?
I mean, it's hard to find a horse that doesn't look good.
Yep.
Which is made more difficult for you by the time to handicap it. So we're gonna try to do our best.
Okay, so we're gonna take a look at a two-day wager. It's the Breeders' Cup Juvenile and the Breeders' Cup Classic double. So we're gonna play races 9 on Friday and then race 9 on Saturday. We're gonna try to connect the two of them. Now, we did hear the news earlier in the week that Sovereignty will be out of the Classic. So that'll take the major player out of there, but I mean, you may have been trying to beat him. It'll be more spread out, more prices, opportunities that are, have a better chance, but the money's gonna be all spread out a lot more now.
It definitely is, especially in the Classic now. I think Davey are going to do a great job, adjusting all those morning lines, odds, and consider what happened now without Sovereignty. So I think it's still value.
Okay, so Friday, for Breeders' Cup Friday, it is Halloween. I got to ask you a question because I'm auditioning a couple things out. Should we go Spider-Man or should we go Pennywise like the clown?
I would just stick with Spider-Man.
I was gonna say this is pretty good mask as it is. I got one right here.
Spider-Man guy.
Okay, so we'll go Spider-Man. We'll be an Avenger here. Let's see if we can make some money on Friday. So first leg of the double is going to be race number 9. That's the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. Ted Noffey's the morning line favorite. He's done nothing wrong. He's been incredible. He looks great. Brant, he's the major player on the West Coast. Do you like those two? How do you want to approach leg 1 of the double?
I will single Ted Noffey to start. I understand Brand. This is home track.
Yep.
It is a much faster horse than the one, the buffer horse that Ted Noffey faced before. But I think he has the quality. I saw him 2 days ago in the paddock. I mean, physically, it tells you everything that you need to know. I think he's ready. I think he's gonna get the pace. And who else? It's Johnny B. I mean, he's one jockey that can make this happen. Is Johnny B.
One thing we know about playing the races too, picking winners, trying to find the winner is step 1. Step 2 is making the wagers, right? Because you can sometimes have all the great analysis, but if you don't make the correct wager, then you're not going to make a lot of money. And in a double situation, if you like Ted Noffey and you don't really love any of the other prices, you don't want to spend a whole bunch of money doubling and tripling and quadrupling your ticket up. So I agree with you on Ted Noffey. I think he's the horse to beat. I will use one price along with Ted, the one Intrepido, who has raced 3 times. The first time was a little bit slow out of the gate and was behind Brant, but in the 2 starts since, much better. Just really figured things out. Got out of the gate better, can sit close, can also pass horses. So I'll use the 1 and the 8, those two. Roberto's going to single the 8, Ted Noffey to start the double. Now we move to the big one. On Saturday, the Breeders' Cup Classic. Sovereignty is now out. But I mean, you can go in so many directions here. You've got the top 3 finishers from last year's Breeders' Cup Classic. You've got Sierra Leone. You've got Fierceness. You've got Forever Young all coming back. Yeah, how about a horse like Mindframe? He might have been the best older horse in training for the first half of the year this year, and then he's only run once in the last few months, so he's kind of out of sight, out of mind. Who are some of the horses you need to play on your ticket?
And remember, we're still having the Preakness, Haskell, and Pennsylvania Derby winner.
Yeah, the 3-year-olds.
Just all that saying and knowing that we don't have the Derby, Bellman, and Traverse State winners.
Because normally you take a horse like that out, and that's the star power is gone. Not this year. All the stars are still there.
It is unbelievable. So I changed my mind a little bit. Obviously, I'm gonna stick with Ted Noffey. I'm gonna try to get some value in this race. So from the 3 top ledger horse, I'm gonna stick with Mindframe.
Yeah.
I think physically, he looked much better during the week than Fierceness and Antiquarian. Both great horses, both with obviously chances. But I'm gonna stick with Mindframe as one of my picks. I was between Forever John and Baeza, and I think if Forever John, he's gonna do his race.
Yeah,
he's gonna run good. But I don't see him winning. So if I don't see him winning, why am I gonna include it in the double? It may be on my exactas, on my trifectas and superfectas. But if I don't see him winning, I mean,
Yep.
I don't gonna.
Yeah,
I
does it make
prefer
sense to put
to
him-
move that money to another horse
Exactly.
that can give it more value. That horse is Baeza. That's gonna be my next horse, and obviously, which is gonna be my top pick, is Sierra Leone. I think it's the way the Sierra Leone is. Shaq Brown brings Sierra Leone to this race. I think it's ready. I think it's gonna repeat. I understand the rabbit, not rabbit. That horse is good enough to win this race this Saturday.
So you got Sierra Leone, you've got Mindframe, and you've got Baeza
Baeza.
as your three in
Just
the
try
double.
to get value on the other two.
For me, I'm going to use two horses in the Classic. You talked about Forever Young, Mindframe both. What I like about the two of them, I think they both are versatile. Like you can put them close, you can put them mid-pack, they can come from the back or towards the back if they have to, however the race shapes up. We saw that last year with Forever Young when he was involved early in the pace. Maybe he's grown up a little bit, his second start back off the bench. So I'll use Forever Young, and we got to remember, Mindframe beat Sierra Leone earlier this year, right? So he's actually got a win over the horse who won the Breeders' Cup Classic last year. We just kind of forget about Mindframe because last time we saw him, lost the rider, didn't really finish, but he is still one of the top talents in the division. So just a double look for Friday to Saturday, but I know at DRF and Español, you guys have had so much coverage. Give us a little preview of some of the things that you guys have if we want to take a look over there.
Obviously, we just finished the breakfast at Breeders' Cup for 6 years in a row. But starting Friday and Saturday, we will broadcast every single race for Del Mar. Obviously, 14 Breeders' Cup races. Friday, we start at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Saturday, 10 a.m. Pacific time. Will be available on breederscup.com, which is important. Also, DRFandEspanol.com and the DRF and Espanol YouTube channel.
So if you need any help from the folks at DRF and Español, you got that there. And then on the Daily Racing Form YouTube channel, we'll have previews. David Aragona and Mike Beer previewed every single race on Breeders' Cup Friday and Saturday. Ashley Mayu and Scott Shapiro with Pick 5 strategies. We've got you covered in anything you need when you're playing the races. Breeders' Cup packages available at shop.drf.com.
Trainer Kitty McPeak and his champion horses are now a part of Morning Line. With Morning Line, I don't just watch the race, I invest in champions. Buy, sell, trade, anytime. Morning Line. Own the game.